that right there. We have a lot of exciting new developments getting ready to come to the city. And what we've been doing is tonight we've trying to built layer by layer what's necessary to attract quality business. When quality business comes to inspect your area and they get off at the expressway exit and they see trash and they see litter and they judge your community. They can't see that if you expect to see a Whole Foods, if you expect to see the Trader Joe's, if you expect to see upscale restaurants and shops. We have to make sure that we execute on a very high level, and that is what Mr. Aaron is tasked with doing. Private industry does operate at a very high level. They operate at a high level because many of you understand when you go up to Cumberland or you go up to Lenox or you go up to Sugarloaf and you take a look at what the aesthetics look like. They have what's called community improvement districts. Those community improvement districts where the businesses pay, tax themselves in addition, and they pay for those aesthetics. They use private contractors to execute because, as Mr. Aaron's saying, the rules and the red tape are not as much when you use private contractors. You know, when we're calling somebody in to cut grass in a 95-degree day, and, you know, they're seasonal, they're only going to do so much. But if you're a professional and you have that team assigned to do that task, they're going to do that task. And hopefully you've noticed the difference on Rock Quarry Road. We thank the Eagles Landing Community Association for this as well. The first thing we did was we established what our mission and vision statement was. If you read that statement up front, to be the most progressive, business, family-oriented community in Metro Atlanta, the bar was set high. The mission to provide visionary leadership and superior municipal services, enhancing the quality of life for our citizens. We first established the bar high. Next slide, please. And this is what this is how high the bar has been raised. On the left, you have the proposed Cultural Arts Center, which is a $12 million project, projected $12 million project. This is still in the design phase. We have our task, the architect, which is TSW, to design this facility. There will be community meetings where we seek your input on what you want to see in it. Right now, the council is reviewing it. Proposed segments include, elements include a museum inside where we can honor Stockbridge's past, as we can honor the Daddy King legacy in Stockbridge. We can honor Miss Carrie Mae Hambrick, who owned the first owned the first restaurant here in the city of Stockbridge, and she was African American. That's a very big deal. That's something in the South, that to own the first restaurant in the city, and that was an African American. In order to do that, a place that evolved over time. Her legacy is tremendous in the city, where she provided resources to the underprivileged, fed them, clothed them, provide recreational resources for them right here in this community. And many of you all don't know that, and we need to make sure that we honor that legacy. Next slide, please. This is our state-of-the-art amphitheater. This is not a visionary project that's 5 or 10 years out. We're preparing to break ground on this project within the next few weeks. In the next few weeks. Is that correct, Mr. Knight? That is correct. Okay. In the next few weeks, we're going to break ground. Go back to the previous slide. This is the ground level of what it looks like. If you know what the Greek stadiums look like, you have the concrete cut into the sidewalk as you elevate. There's a ball field behind City Hall, and it has the perfect topography in order to make that happen as you rise up the hill behind City Hall. We purchased 7 acres right next to City Hall on East Atlanta Road to provide additional parking space for that, so we can have an entire campus. Next slide, please. It will include 5 total buildings. There will be a will call. There will be a terrace level. There will be a green room. I think Councilwoman Robinson, she just loved her green room, y'all. She made sure they had a full kitchen in there and everything. She wants that artist to be very comfortable, right? And that's important. When you want top name talent to come to your city, you must treat them appropriately. Go back to the previous slide. This particular venue, the main slide, the first one, it will have a capacity of approximately 4,000, give or take a little bit. And then we will attempt to raise the level of the talent at that to match that, to be able to use it for various events throughout the city.